I would like to talk about psychological reasons of the war. Unfortunately, these are our realities today. We're in Ukraine, now Israel, and there is an intense need to find an explanation for all of this. This concept is based on a basic theory of psychoanalysis, which was introduced by Austrian psychiatrist Sigmund Freud. So, the two most powerful human aspirations are the desire for creation and destruction. The first generates love. We will call it libido. It's a tension that contributes person to constructive goals, the energy of life. Its main function is to guarantee the continuation of the species. The urge to destroy, we will call mortido. It's energy of death. It's expressed in the struggle for existence, when a person needs to resist enemies and escape from dangers. Human behavior is mainly determined by libido and mortido tensions. These tensions are unconscious. They are instincts that obey no rules. Anything that gives a feeling of fusion contributes to libido satisfaction. It's any kind of connection, physical, spiritual, emotional, and sublimation into creativity, creation. Everything that gives a feeling of separation. Breakups, quarrels, ignoring, all sorts of action against others out of simple stubbornness, this all contributes to satisfaction of the mortido. It can also be sublimated, but through destruction. For example, surgery. Doctor attack patient, even if the goal of this process is constructive. It's still mortido satisfaction. The primary need of the libido is to get close as possible to another person, and more often it's opposite sex. The primary need of the mortido is to eliminate another person, more often the same sex. In terms of peace, it can be fully satisfied only by murder or suicide. That is much more hard than satisfaction of libido, emotional and physical connection that we usually call sex. So perhaps the unconscious mortido influences political decisions. These issues overlook psychological basis, focusing all attention on external circumstances and problems, which of course is the main reasons. But trying to avoid war by changing social conditions is about the same as trying to prevent children by controlling what women wear. At the same time, libido and mortido can be active and passive. A man's passive libido wants woman to come to him on her own, and active one motivates men to pursue the woman. When passive mortido motivates to escape, and active mortido motivates to engage in battle. When danger appears, some people run and others fight. So mortido is associated with two emotions, fear and anger. And human behavior depends on which of these emotions is stronger at the moment. Either way, goal is the same, to remove the individual from threatening system. In terms of peace, people tend to satisfy the mortido in other ways. Attacking an opponent in business competition, in sports, or when making sarcastic comments in an argument. In wartime, individuals believe that libido doesn't exist in relation to the enemy, and this belief make opportunity of fully satisfying the destructive tension. I want to tell that none of this is a justification for military action. It's a psychological defense mechanism, rationalization, an attempt to find a logical explanation where there shouldn't be one. There are different prisms through which you can look at the world, and for me, from the point of psychology, it's easier to explain and understand this mess that happens in the world. And now the question is, how can we handle what's going on in the world right now without going crazy? All the situations, war, pandemics, make us feel somehow. Usually it's a feeling of weakness, helplessness. I feel small. I feel like this situation is such that I'm forced to feel this way and no other. And we give a lot of power to all these news and stories that we read, and they start to control us. So now we feel weak and small, and the situation is opposite. It's powerful, it's strong, it have a power, influence. So we are looking at it from a bottom up, and what we need to do is to switch places, because there is a power. We need to switch places and take that power and energy that we are projecting to these situations back to ourselves. If it's war, we need to become a war. If it's pandemic, we become a pandemic and take power and control that we was given to situation. It can be not even global problem. It can be as much personal. We give power to everything. Feel how much power you was given, you put there and take it back. So important to understand that no one can make you small or helpless without your permission. It's your choice. Yes, let's be realistic. There is always possibility. It can kill you. It can. But it cannot make you weak. It cannot make you helpless, small, or to feel your feeling is something that you can influence on. These all crises, we can't manage it, but you can manage what's inside you and what you think and feel about it. That's your choice. It's not easy, but I'm telling it as a Ukrainian, a person who was going through this. In a day, millions of people lost everything, life changed, and before and after such an experience is extremely divergent. Another important aspect is to remember that the reaction on situation determines its outcome. I lost relatives in that war, safety, home, stability, a lot of nerve cells, but I got something too. And I'm sure that a lot of people will agree with me. It caused absolute change of values, view on life, purposes. I could stay a victim of the situation and find reasons of my insolvency in external circumstances and people. But I chose another way, and I recommend you to remember that there is always another way. Every development is going through crises. We are developing only through difficult times, situations. Unfortunately, this evolution is working like this. And I believe that everything have a high purpose. And if we are living now, we are able to go through this.